Alright, here's one that's a little bit more difficult. We're trying to solve sine of x equals tangent of x from 0 to 360, including 360, not including 0. We'll call it 360 instead of 0. Sine of x is equal to tangent of x. Well, there's not much you can do here, but what if you change the tangent of x to a sine of x over the cosine of x? Well, that gives you sine of x equals that. Well, if you put that over 1, now look what happens. We can do the means extremes property, cross product here. That'll give me sine of x times cosine of x. Sine of x times cosine of x equals sine of x times 1, sine of x. Now, a lot of you are tempted to divide by sine of x on both sides and get cosine of x as 1, but you lose the solution that way. Don't do that. If I have all this, I'm going to go ahead and move sine of x over by subtracting a sine of x. Well, when you subtract the sine of x here, you get a 0, which means you got to do it over here. So over here we subtracted a sine of x, and it equaled to 0. That just became a big 0. Basically, I moved the sine of x over as a negative right here, subtract the sine of x, and it left nothing on that side of 0. Now notice you have a sine of x and a sine of x. That can be factored out. So I have a sine of x factored out, left behind with a cosine of x, because sine of x times cosine of x will give me this. Well, sine of x times what will give you that? A 1. So I just put a minus 1 equaling 0. So something times something else is 0. That means either this has to be 0 or this has to come out to be 0. So here's what we have. We know the sine of x has to come out to be 0, or the other part is cosine of x minus 1 has to come out to be 0. Well, we add 1 to both sides here. Cosine of x has to be 1. So we're looking for, on the unit circle, where's the sine of x 0 or the cosine of x 1? Well, here's our unit circle. Beautifully drawn. Sarcasm. Okay, right here. What's that point? You come over 1, you've gone up none. What's this point here? 90. 90, we've come over none, gone up 1. Here we've come over negative 1, gone up none. And here we've gone over none and come down negative 1. Okay, because these are all 1s and negative 1s. So I'm just going to list all of them, or look at my unit circle. Let's start with, we'll do sine of x is 0. Where's the sine of x 0? Remember, the first point is your cosine, the second is your sine value. So sine of x is 0 here, so this is one spot we want to use, and here. So normally we say 0 and 180, but it says don't use 0, instead call that guy 360. So for this one, it occurs here at 180, when x is 180, or when the x is 360 degrees. Well, where's the cosine of x1? Well, that also occurs here at 360, so we've already sort of listed that with this guy. Does it occur anywhere else? No. So the final solution is 180 or 360. You don't need to list it twice. So when this x right here happens to be 180, the sine of 180 is equal to the tangent of 180. Also, the sine of 360 is equal to the tangent of 360. When x is 180 or 360, that's when the sine value and the tangent value are exactly the same. There you have it.